There was also that era of the day, that black vaudeville circuit, which was also the circuit that Lovey Austin came up through, Bessie Smith did, the TOBA circuit. It was really the Theater Owners Bookers Association,
Yes.
but it was famously nicknamed Tough on Black Asses. And
Right.
It was really difficult, the circumstances. But it was one of the legitimate employment opportunities. If you were talented and had this in your soul, you could really move yourself off the hard scrabble farm that you were growing up in, or not be a maid, or, not have those limited options. You could
Yes.
transcend them and become an entertainer. So people willingly
They
went
did.
on the road.
Dorothy Donegan was one of those pianists who traveled in that circuit, and I'm sure this is the precursor to what we know now as the Chitlin Circuit.
Yes.
So Dorothy Donegan was there, and I remember growing up, my grandfather, who was actually one of the first black projectionists in the state of Texas,
Oh my.
used to he had a great collection of shorts, black and white shorts of black artists, Chitlin Circuit artists, and the big band artists like Louis Armstrong and Cab Calloway, the Heidi Ho Man. And I saw a clip of Dorothy Donegan, a young Dorothy Donegan. She might have been 12 or 13 years old,
Oh my.
sitting at the piano in a pinafore dress and white anklet socks, playing the piano like a monster, but having to mug the camera and make googly eye, funny faces, because accepting her for her genius would have just been too much. The novelty was that she was this genius pianist who could act stupid. There's always a show there somewhere.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. I am sitting here thinking, gosh, I wonder where those films are now.
Unfortunately, they disintegrated in his garage. Unfortunately,
what a
I
loss.
tried to retrieve them.
So Dorothy Donegan, and who else did you really love coming up out of that era?
Hazel Scott is another prodigious talent. Really, she's from Port of Spain, Trinidad. She came here when she was 4 years old to New York with her mother and aunt. And her mother, Alma Long Scott, also played with Lovey Austin in Lovey Austin's band, named after Hazel Scott's mother. And Hazel Scott played the piano and trumpet in this band.
Oh my.
And that was an all-girls band, in fact. And Hazel Scott studied at Juilliard at the age of 8. And that to me is it's phenomenal, and it's just been obscured with time, and she died in obscurity. Actually,
Juilliard has a very interesting little sub-history
It
going
has.
along with these women.
yeah,
Before it was called Juilliard, one of our other songwriters that we talk about in the Wild Women show, Kay Swift, her husband's family were actually the originators of that school. And it was unusual because they did open up their doors, first of all, to women. They really encouraged women to take themselves seriously as musicians.
Yes.
Not just, we're going to teach you how to play nice for the parlor.
Right,
You take
right.
yourself seriously as a composer and a musician. And this is the 20s, folks. I mean, this was so way ahead
yeah,
of
that's
its time.
revolutionary.
So if there was one song that you would say, or one composition that you would want people to watch out for, or YouTube clip or something like that, what would it be?
Anything by Mary Lou Williams, I highly recommend all of her recordings, especially the Mass for Black Christ of the Andes.
Yes.
The Gloria part of the Mass, and the Kyrie. These are wonderful. They're beautiful, beautiful pieces. Yes.
That was later in her career. And
Yes, it was. It was towards the end of her career, but I also think these pieces, even though they're reflecting a spiritual turn in her life, they are a culmination of all of her experience.
Every time I listen to a Mary Lou Williams composition, I feel like I'm listening to something I have to look at the date because it sounds like something that's 20 years ahead of its time.
Still.
Whenever it was recorded. It was extraordinary how forward her thinking was, and her genius was. Tammy Hall also has recently finished her own CD, her own recording. We have it right here, Blue Soul, with the Tammy L Hall Quintet, which is just a gorgeous CD. And you also are going to be having your own YouTube channel, isn't that right?
Yes, it's called Blue Soul TV, and that will be with me. And I'll also have some special guests, including you. And well, you know, we'll work it out in exchange for some of the CDs. And Veronica Klaus and many other friends with whom I work. Specifically, Blue Soul is going to talk about the history of soul music in this country and its relevance now, because it is, I think sometimes that gets overshadowed, but it is. And we just want to talk about good music and how that works.
All right. So we'll make sure to tune in. And it's tell us it'll be youtube.com.
Yes.
Blue Soul
TV.
Blue Soul TV.
Yes.
Make sure you tune in. Well, thank you so much for being a guest, Tammy Hall, and thank you for all that you do to help singers, but also to keep this history of jazz and blues alive.
Thank you.
We hope that you tune in every Wednesday to Wild Women of Song. Make sure that you subscribe if you're enjoying this. We love to hear from you.
Hi, this is Tammy Hall. You have been watching Wild Women of Song with Pamela Rose. Please subscribe and tune in every Wednesday. She's on every Wednesday on YouTube. Thanks.